Ve'edi. Just two words that mean so much. A symbol of some of the best of Hawaiian culture. A steward that protected all life and respected nature. Eddie Aikau, Hawaiian hero and pioneer of big wave surfing. Edward Ryan Makuahanai Aikau was born on Maui and, according to family lore, began surfing at the age of 11. The Aikau Ohana soon moved to Honolulu, where Eddie grew up to become not only the first lifeguard at Waimea Bay, but the first city and county of Honolulu lifeguard for the entire North Shore of Oahu. As a lifeguard, Eddie would charge out into waves of 30 feet or more. When no one else would go out, Eddie would go. And along the way, Eddie would become a world-class athlete, surfer, waterman, winning the premier world surfing contest of the day, the 1977 Duke Kahanamoku Invitational Surfing Championship. And at the time, as only the second native Hawaiian to win the surfing championship, along with his brother Clyde, Eddie became a symbol of the rebirth of Hawaiian cultural discovery in the ocean. And in 1978, he became a part of another symbol of Hawaiian pride and culture. Eddie joined the Polynesian Voyaging Society as a crew member of the Hokulea. When we stop and think about Eddie's final journey, his quest to save his crew, his ohana as he was paddling out into a raging ocean, looking for help for his fellow Hokulea crew members, you have to ask yourself, could you go? This is why we are so proud to celebrate the life and never-ending legacy of Eddie Aikau as one of the most iconic Hawaiians ever to live with the annual Eddie Aikau Big Wave Invitation. Since the contest's conception in 1984, it's only been held 9 times, with Waimea Bay providing the backdrop to the world's premier big wave surfing event. An invitation-only event with the world's best surfers, where the legacy and aloha of Eddie Aikau lives on.
At Design 5, we meet with many clients that lead stressful lives and want their home to be less cluttered. The right window treatment can help. Stick with the simple Hunter Douglas design that gives a look and feel of elegance. A window is a natural focal point that controls the mood lighting of the room. Stick with gentle colors. Bottom line, reduce the chaos by minimizing clutter and confusion. Visit Design 5, Hawaii's Hunter Douglas window covering specialist, for a consultation today.
Some things never change. Legendary Cocoa Puffs, popular Poi Mochi Donuts, custom decorated cake, all made from scratch around the clock. And we are one of the only bakeries in Hawaii still producing our own dough. Liliha Bakery's original location still serving the fluffiest hotcakes and more. And at Nimitz, with an extended menu serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day. Some things never change. And at Liliha Bakery, that's a good thing. Hawaii's home bakery since 1950.
My name is Jeff Harada. I graduated in 1989, and I'm an NCAA Division I basketball coach. After graduating, I really did want to challenge myself to do something that nobody else thought could be done. And I think I learned that during my time at HBA, just with teachers pushing me to overachieve, to dream big, and to not settle. If you can dream it, you can do it. to always trust that God has a plan. If you keep believing, then good things will happen.
422 222 422 222 422 222 422 222 422 Mele 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 Filikimaka Mele 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 Filikimaka. Happy holidays from The Camp.
The whole day, no matter what we do, it's all about Eddie Aikau, his legacy, life at Waimea Bay, the waves he rode, the lives he saved, the lives that he touched. For the family, it's always been trying to continue that legacy of my brother Eddie. Today, from 10 o'clock till 11, we're going to have 300 keiki from Kamehameha schools and the Hawaiian language schools. We have a dozen students from Kauai Hawaiian language school that flew in special for this ceremony. We're very honored that the children will be a part of our ho'okupu gift giving.
Our young ones, you know, that's growing up, remember who they are, Hawaiians. Everyone's a Hawaiian, proud Hawaiian. You know, we're all proud Hawaiians, you know, and we just want to carry that tradition on. We want to make sure that our keikis, that, you know, they continue to progress with their Hawaiian culture. And as you're going to see today, there's a lot of things that's going to be cultural. And that's what we want to bring forward to the local kids and the Hawaiian kids.
The purpose of this first portion of this people was to give to this area, to the family, really. The Ohana is here to receive, again, everybody's here to honor the legacy of Eddie and the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate hero of our culture, and wanting to not let our hokulea fail, and he was willing to give it all. And so what we have here is our community schools coming together and giving their leo, their voice, giving their hula, giving their oli, their chant, and giving their lei, or offerings, to the family, as you see here on the pohaku. And so they're all just trying to give back. And so this is their opportunity to do something together as a unit to honor the family. And that is kind of what the first portion is about. We pray for protection, we pray for inspiration, and then we use the pu to call on all of the corners of the honua to bring everybody together in our energy and focus to honor the family and to honor this event. This is my second year helping out through my Hana with Kamehameha schools. We've been a huge partner and supporter of the Hokulea, the Worldwide Voyage, but also with Nakamakai, DTL, and Koro. So we're here to kind of support all of them who are here organizing this event, but really for the family. And we're here for the Ohana. It's trying to weave in the community and our voices from our community and from our keiki especially, to share it and lift it up, because surfing is a sport that was created in Hawaii and shared around the world. And so when we do that, we want to have our culture and our values be displayed appropriately in our keiki, and who better examples than our keiki in these community schools. And so that's why we wanted them here, and we want more to come and present and to give and to honor this man, to honor Eddie, and to honor this amazing event. he's almost like a legend to a lot of the Keiki. They hear of his stories, and of course, like even myself, I wasn't alive when he paid the ultimate sacrifice. But his story is something that we want them all to know. And because if he didn't do that, if it wasn't backed and supported, who knows what would have happened with Hokulea? Who knows what would have happened with our culture? And he was such a believer in getting to Tahiti and retracing the pathway of our ancestors on Keala'i Kahiki. And so for a Keiki to learn about our own heroes, our own legends, this is absolutely important. You know, we always look to other stories in other places, but Eddie is somebody from our community. He's a native Hawaiian. He's a leader. And his family is truly entrenched in our native Hawaiian community in so many ways. And so for them, it is an opportunity to learn more about the man and the legend, Eddie Aikau. And for us to get to honor him this way is really a privilege.
I love to take my family and go to these outer islands and clean these special places that people don't really get to see or experience. My husband and I met surfing, and that transitioned into caring for the ocean. From a distance, you don't really notice, but once you really start sorting the sand, you realize, wow, there is actually a lot of plastic in here. And that was kind of the first moment where we realized, wow, there is a problem here, and there's definitely a need for us to clean the beaches. We decided with a group of our friends to organize a nonprofit called Sustainable Coastlines Hawaii. 2012, I think, was our first cleanup. Our short-term goal is to educate people and bring awareness to the plastic pollution problem so that they can make decisions in their daily life to reduce the amount of plastic that ends up in the ocean. I'm a flight attendant for 6 years now. It just doesn't feel like work. It feels like a family, and I'm grateful to be a part of that. I'm always looking out the window because I love seeing the different coves and being like, okay, yeah, we cleaned up over there. That's where we stayed. We drove along there. I'm like, oh, what about this little cove? Maybe we should go check this out next time. It allows us to be able to keep connected with these different communities that we go and help to malama and help to take care of and clean up. Although we might not see the direct benefit of it, hopefully future generations will, and we have to start somewhere.
I was getting some joint pain in my fingers and in my wrist, and it was really due to just all that excessive pitching through playing college and professionally. So Activation Clinic with Dr. Cho, they offer a shockwave treatment that's in and out.
No shots, no surgery, and the results were phenomenal. I feel really great.
Shockwave therapy is effective for issues like plantar fasciitis, tennis and golfer's elbow, rotator cuff sprain, and jumper's knee.
Contact Activation Clinic to regain your quality of life.
Aiea Bowl for food, fun, and parties. Aiea Bowl provides the fun for all ages, for as little as 10 people to as many as 400. Birthday parties, adult parties, fundraising events, and corporate parties too. Ali Restaurant will cater all of your favorite dishes, everyone's favorite tasty chicken, furikake ahi pizza, and our delicious cakes made just for you. For the young or the young at heart, celebrating 50 years with Aiea Bowl.
I finally found the furniture I want.
It's perfect. Let's get it.
Of course they don't ship to Hawaii. Hey, I found a place.
Get your hard-to-ship items to Hawaii affordably and quickly. We got you covered when you shop online and you see those options that say, except Alaska and Hawaii. After all, we're part of the U.S. too. Welcome to Ship to Hawaii. How can I help you? Ship to Hawaii. You find, we ship, easy. ShipToHawaii.com.
This moment is made possible by moments like this. This, and this. Together, we're working to make football better, so we can all enjoy more moments like this.
Surfing is the sport of Hawaiian kings and Hawaiian queens. And back in ancient times, the wahine and the kane, they used to surf together. And so, you know, I really commend the Aikaus for recognizing that and staying in line with the culture. And any time that the Aikaus feel I'm deserving to sit in that circle, it's a real honor. So I'm stoked.
It's important for us to share our culture, the Hawaiian cultures, because surfing actually began here in Hawaii, and many people don't know that. They think it started in Australia, California. They have all their mixed thoughts, and so it's really cool to have it here and to show everybody our protocol.
The names you hear oftentimes are just the people with the spotlight, but there are a lot of other women that have been doing this, surfing big waves, you know, with less of a spotlight or quieter over the years. So I think it's great that the Aikau Ohana sees that and opens the doors for more women. It encourages women in this community. It encourages the girls of tomorrow, the women that will be leaders in our communities tomorrow. So it's important. And I'm happy to be one of them. Like this, being invited to the Eddie Aikau has been my only, literal only dream in surfing for myself, you know, in that way. Just like the idea, the magic of it, like I said, it all comes back to an idea. So for this for me is it.
Just to, again, be a participant, come down here, celebrate Eddie's life, his legacy with closest friends and family. You know, that's what it's about. You know, whether or not I won that in the past or if I ever win anything again in the future, that's not what life's about. You know, it's celebrating, looking after one another. Eddie lived by example. To be a part of that energy, that spirit, and come down here and sharing of just such a deep love.
Iluna o kalao, luhe ke oho ke kuku ima ele kaua, na kukaua koewe kamoana, oloke pi oloke, kale o kapalila, kuku ka ehu o kaua ikana hele, kapapana I ke alo mauna kea, kaua ho kina ho'oki kina kaleo kapalulu kapalilio kamakani lule hualu ala kana hele ko aia nakalani kaui ke uli ke ola ala aoia au na le hele kaua Olu kaina, olu kalahui ulu kalahui Hawaii.
The Eddie Aikau event is so ingrained in the Hawaiian culture, and being born and raised in Hawaii, it's always like this mystical thing as you're growing up. You know, it's this thing of legend, and Eddie Aikau himself was such a legend. I mean, I think I even did a book report about Eddie Aikau when I was in middle school. So, you know, I think it's probably could be like the most prestigious big wave event in the history of surfing.
That's going to be interesting to be in a heat with man and you're competing against man. But we're definitely going to see, like, you know, we're all there together. We're all there representing the legacy and understanding the mission of the Eddie Aikau. So I'm honored to just be there. And yeah, it's going to be have fun. And I think if you're lucky and you catch the set of the wave, you may score hard. And it'll be cool to see, just to see how we can do that together.
As a native Hawaiian, the Eddie Aikau means a coming together, a gathering of all the people of Hawaii and even people that don't even live here, that are big wave surfers. And one of my dreams is to become a pro surfer, so it's really cool to meet surfers that are big wave, and most of the surfers too also do championship tours, so it's also really cool to meet people, and it's just a gathering of community and everybody.
When you visit a place like Waimea, what we hope that you will take away is a feeling of Hawaii's past meets present. Come through and let the valley happen. Take in the sights, look at the plants, feel the different types of wind that blow through Waimea. Through the hands-on activities and demonstrations, our cultural artisans that come in here represent what went on in daily life in old Hawaii. Work your way up to the waterfall. The waterfall, with its life-giving waters, healing waters, it's a place unlike any other that you would find on the island of Oahu.
Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Morris, podiatrist and founder of the Ultimate Foot Store. I started the Ultimate Foot Stores after seeing patients for 20 years at Queens Medical Center with foot, leg, and back pain. We opened the Ultimate Foot Stores in 2010 to provide supportive and fashionable footwear for Hawaii. We continue our service by adding more stores around the island with quality brands to promote foot health like Bionic, Hoka, Upos, and Birkenstock.
If you're looking for quality footwear with excellent local service and care, come into any of our Ultimate Foot Store locations around the island.
American Carpet One Floor and Home gives your home more than you can imagine. Quality flooring and more. At American Carpet One Floor and Home, we have it all and we do it all. See the difference we can make for your home.
Kalakaua Gardens, Honolulu's premier senior living community, offers a full range of senior living options with a friendly, attentive staff. From independent and assisted living to skilled nursing and rehab services, all in one convenient location. Delicious meals prepared to meet Hawaii's diverse tastes, daily programs and activities to suit all interests, and featuring our new Aloha Advantage Plan. Call us today to see how you can save $1,500 off your monthly rent.
When Eddie and I used to work at the stand here, saving lives. By the way, we worked here for 10 years. And we had no jet skis. We had no helicopters. We had no Zodiacs. We had no boats. All we had to save lives for 10 years was a surfboard and fins. Proud to say that we never lost one person in 10 years. and understand waves break as big as these trees on 1 feet of water. Waimea Bay has always been the most populated beach in Hawaii. You got bathrooms here, you got lifeguards here, you got the most pristine water, and you got real sand really deep into the beach. It's not one of these bring sand from somewhere else kind of beach. It's the real deal.
I just sailed from Tahiti to Oahu, the ancient Polynesian route, and I was thinking about Eddie and just so much respect for the celestial navigation, and so it gave me a new meaning to his name and his legend, and just really, really excited to be part of this community and this crew, and even just being in that circle, it's just like you can feel the energy, you want to charge and send it, and yeah, it's awesome.
This is just a tremendous honor to have all of us here, and I felt like sitting out there in the circle, this was kind of the most iconic moment for me in my career, just sitting around holding hands with some of my best friends, my heroes, and people that I looked up to, you know? Like, the first time I ever did this, or got to paddle out for this ceremony, I was probably 12 or 13, staying with Mason and Coco, and I remember paddling out in that ceremony being like, wow, it'd be really cool to be a part of this one day, and to paddle out there today, it was just a tremendous honor, and I'm so excited that the women are welcomed, and we'll see what happens.